Chuck Hagel, of course, having trouble getting confirmed by the Republicans. They just filibustered him recently. One of the guys who's against him is Senator Inhofe, and he's very conservative, maybe the most conservative guy in the Senate.
Also maybe the dumbest guy in the Congress.
Oh, yeah.
Competitive.
Oh, no question. Yeah, cleared top three. Louis Gohmert over in the House gives him a run for
Louis
his money.
Gohmert's dumber. Good point.
Yeah. So now he claims that he's worried that Hagel gave a speech in 2007 to the American Arab Anti-Discrimination League.
They sound dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, they're American, but they're Arabs, and they're against discrimination.
Yeah, 2 strikes against them, 2 out of 3.
Oh, yeah, that's tough. So now, a conservative blog, of course, said that in the speech, Hagel said Israel controlled the State Department.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah,
stunning.
Here's the only problem. When reviewing the speech, they realized he said no such thing. And that's the second thing that conservative blogs have just made up out of whole cloth. They had said that Hagel had gotten money from a group called Friends of Hamas, a group that simply does not exist.
Does not exist, just completely made up.
Okay, so these conservative blogs keep making stuff up, and conservative senators, United States senators, Fox News Channel, etc., like, well, of course, these ones friends of Hamas. And did you hear what he said about Israel controlling the State Department? No, no one heard it because he didn't say.
Very quick, this is not actually a sidetrack. Are you watching House of Cards, the Kevin Spacey show on Netflix? No. It's remarkable, the first 2 episodes. They do this. Kevin Spacey torpedoes the nomination of someone who was picked over him for Secretary of State by finding something vaguely pro-Palestinian that was on the editorial page of his college paper when he was the editor of the paper, and they turned it into something that he wrote, and it torpedoes him, and all of a sudden they get the Anti-Defamation League involved, and it's done. They were so prescient when they wrote this months ago, and now it's happening.
No, 100% right. So since they don't have anything on Hagel, what are they going to do? They say, well, look, he talked about cooperation with Iran on the issue of Afghanistan, but we want that cooperation. When we invaded Afghanistan back in 2001, we did cooperate with Iran, and it helped us tremendously because Iran also hates Al-Qaeda. I know knuckleheads like Inhofe, that confuses them to no end. But Iran is Shia, Al-Qaeda is Sunni, they've hated each other forever, and Iran had a lot of issues with the Taliban in Afghanistan, so we cooperated in our operation. Isn't that great? That at least we have some cooperation with the Iranians to our mutual benefit?
Look at a map and tell me you don't want Iran's cooperation with Afghanistan.
That's the problem, they've never looked at a map. He said maybe we should reopen a consulate so we could have a conversation with the Iranians.
Treason.
Oh my God, a conversation? What kind of a crazy guy is this? So, all right, so they've got absolutely nothing on him. But Inhofe told Foreign Policy's Josh Rogin that because of Hagel's soft stance on Hamas, remember, he does not have a soft stance on Hamas.
No one does.
Okay, etc. No, that's not quite right, because we might have found someone who does.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He said he is likely to vote against Hagel's confirmation. So fascinating, because we find some quotes, or at least Salon does, from 2006 from, of all people, Senator Inhofe. And here's what he said. Hamas has done some good things, even as a terrorist group.
That's 2006. But that's not quite fair, because Hagel's comments, which he didn't say, were in 2007. So this 2006 is like ancient fucking history. 2007, that's like happening right now.
So if Hagel had said that, oh boy. Now, that's not all. Also, Inhofe said, Hamas is like the Salvation Army with loaded guns.
Like the Salvation Army? Chuck Hagel said that Hamas is like our greatest charity. Our greatest Christian charity. How dare he compare these Muslim terrorists to a great Christian charity? He has no business being in the State Department.
Saying that a terrorist group does good things and is like our top American charity that does all that great work around Christmas? Okay, Senator Inhofe. And then Senator Inhofe also said about the elections, the Democratic elections, that Hamas did win. Quote, I would prefer that they not have won, but I don't think it's the end of the world. So the terrorists are in charge, and I guess you think it's no big deal.
I love that we find things that a crazy person said that we would have thought in 2006. Hey, look, Jim Inhofe said some things that aren't nuts. Right. But he, of course, now, if anyone else had said those, he would treat them as nuts.
And my favorite quote is actually from Alex Seitz-Wald, who wrote the article for Salon, saying, quote, in other words, using his current standard, Jim Inhofe might have a hard time voting to confirm Jim Inhofe.
That's exactly right.